The Velnorian trade station was busy as always. Ships from many worlds came here to buy, sell, and make deals. Aliens of all kinds walked its metal floors. Tall ones, short ones, some with fur, some with scales. But today, something happened. That would change everything. A human was killed. Captain Arik Voss was the only human on the station. He was a diplomat, sent by Earth to make peace and trade with the Velnorian people. Everyone knew him. He smiled a lot. He drank strange Velnorian tea every morning. He was polite and quiet. Nobody thought he had enemies, but now he was dead. His body was found in a dark hallway near Dock 7. A knife was in his chest. The station cameras showed only one strange frame, a tall shadow holding an alien blade. The face was hidden. The killer had escaped. Commander Korvek of Velnor looked at the screen in shock. His long fingers tapped the table nervously. This was bad. Very bad. How did this happen? He asked his security officer. We do not know, Commander, the officer said. The cameras were blocked for 3 minutes. Someone hacked the system. The killer was fast, smart, careful. Korvek felt cold fear in his chest. This was not just a murder. This was a problem that could destroy Velnor itself. Everyone knew the Terran Empire's rule. If you harm a human, the Terran fleet will answer. They will come with warships. They will come with fire. They will not forgive. And now, one human was dead. Korvek turned to his assistant. Send a message to Earth. Tell them what happened, apologize, promise we will find the killer. We have to fix this before they arrive. But it was too late. In the deep black of space near the Terran border, the alarms of Earth's battle stations rang. News of Captain Arik's death spread fast, too fast. Admiral Grayson of the Terran fleet stood on her ship, the Vengeance, and listened to the report. One of ours has been murdered, the voice said, on Velnorian soil. Grayson's face became hard. Her gray eyes were cold as ice. Prepare the fleet, she said. Full jump, now. But Admiral, her officer said, we have no order from Earth Council yet. Grayson smiled a small, sharp smile. This is the order, she said. A human was killed. Velnor forgot our law. Now they will remember. Within minutes, the space around Velnorian trade station filled with darkness. The darkness of Terran warships, arriving faster than light. 30 heavy cruisers, 10 dreadnoughts, endless small fighters. Their engines glowed red like angry eyes in the void. A message flashed on every screen of the station. Who killed our human? Korvek watched in fear as his screen showed the fleet. The ships were close. Very close, no warning, no request, no waiting. Admiral Grayson wants an answer, the Terran officer said coldly from the view screen. Find the killer. You have 24 hours, or Velnor will burn. Panic spread across the station. Merchants ran to their ships. Guards locked the docking bays. The Council of Velnor sent a desperate message. It was not us. Someone is framing us. But the Terrans did not care. Korvek felt the weight of history on his shoulders. No world had ever harmed a human and survived. The Terran Empire always punished the guilty, or the ones they thought were guilty. He turned to his team. We have one day to find the real killer, he said, or we all die. In a quiet room on the station, someone watched Korvek on the screen. The figure smiled in the shadows. Everything was going according to plan. This person was not Velnorian, not human, not from any known race. The killer came from a forgotten world, a world destroyed long ago by the Terran Empire, a world that wanted revenge. Killing the human was just the first move. The real plan was bigger. If the Terrans attacked Velnor, war would spread across the stars. Hundreds of worlds would burn, billions would die, and the Terran Empire would grow, weak. Then the forgotten race could rise again. The figure touched a small device. It beeped once. All camera records of the real killer were gone. The Terrans would never believe Velnor's innocence. War was coming. Soon. On the Vengeance, Admiral, Grayson read the report from her spies. The Velnorians are searching. They claim they are innocent. They beg for peace. She laughed. A low, dark sound. Peace is earned by respect, she said. They let a human die on their station. They will learn fear now. Her officers stood silent. They all knew. The Terran Empire did not forgive. The Empire punished. The Empire destroyed. Captain Arik Voss's death would be remembered forever. But there was a strange detail in the report. Something small. The murder weapon was human-made. The officer read aloud. A steel blade. Old. From Earth itself. Grayson frowned. Strange, she said. Very strange. But she said no more. The fleet waited. The countdown to attack began. Back on the station, Korvek gathered his team. We must find the truth, he said. Someone wants Velnor and Earth to go to war. Someone is hiding the real killer. His voice was calm, but his heart was racing. If we fail, he said, looking at the stars outside, our world will die. The clock on the wall began to count down. 24 hours left. The death of one human had changed everything, and the galaxy would never be the same. The trade station was no longer busy and happy. It was quiet now. Too quiet. Shops were closed. Lights were dim. All aliens stayed inside their rooms. No one wanted to meet the Terrans. No one wanted to make a mistake. Because everyone knew, the humans outside were angry, very angry, and when humans get angry, stars burn. Commander Korvek stood in the control room. His face was pale. His hands were cold. The giant screen showed the Terran fleet, ships so big they covered half the sky. Their guns were ready. Their engines glowed red. The message from Admiral Grayson was clear. You have 24 hours. Find the killer, or Velnor dies. No second chance. Korvek turned to his officers. We have to find the truth fast, he said. Search every deck. Question everyone. Check the cameras. We cannot miss anything. His best agent, Jalek, nodded. I will check the lower decks, Commander, he said. Strange things happen there. Smugglers, spies. Maybe the killer is hiding there. Korvek agreed. Go. Find something. Anything. Jalek left quickly. Far away, deep under the station, Jalek moved carefully. The lower decks were dark and empty. The smell of oil and metal filled the air. He heard whispers. Two small aliens were talking fast in their own language. They looked scared. Jalek stepped out. Stop, he said. Velnorian security. Talk. The aliens froze. We saw someone, one said slowly. A stranger, tall, covered in black, moved like a shadow. Not Velnorian, not human, something else. Where did it go? Yalik asked. Dock 12, but strange signal came from there after the murder. We ran away. Jalek's heart beat faster. Thank you. Go hide. Stay safe, he said. Then he ran to Dock 12. On the bridge of the Vengeance, Admiral Grayson waited. Time was ticking. She did not like waiting. Her officer came to her side. Admiral, we have destroyed an asteroid near the station. A warning shot. No reaction from the Velnorians. Grayson smiled coldly. Good. Let them feel fear. Fear is a good teacher. But then a message came to her private screen. Strange news, Admiral. The murder weapon was human-made. A knife, steel, old design from Earth. Grayson frowned. Why would a Velnorian use an Earth blade? She asked softly. It does not make sense. Her eyes became sharp. Someone wants us to think Velnor is guilty. Someone else may be behind this. She stood up. Send spies to the station. Quietly. Watch them. Report every move. I want the truth. Before we burn them. Korvek sat in his dark office. The clock on the wall showed 22 hours left. Suddenly his screen blinked. A secret message came from the lower deck. Commander. Strange energy. Signal found in Dock 12. Very old. Not Velnorian. Not human. Korvek's eyes opened wide. What is it? He asked. But the message ended. Silence. Korvek called Jalek. No answer. Fear filled Korvek's chest. "Security team," he shouted. "To Dock 12. Now." Jalek stood inside Dock 12. The room was cold. A small cargo ship stood here, an old, dirty, full of dust. He held his scanner. Strange energy was here, weak but old. Very old. The ship was locked, but the door opened by itself. Inside, something moved. Jalek stepped back, his hand on his gun. Then he saw it, a black shape, tall, thin, no face, skin like dark glass. It looked at him, a Karath. Jalek's mind screamed. The Karath were extinct. Humans destroyed them 100 years ago. They could not be alive. But here it was, and it smiled. "Your world will burn," the shape whispered. "The humans will kill you, and we will rise again." Jalek tried to shoot, but the shape moved fast, like smoke, like shadow. One hit. Pain. Darkness. Jalek fell. Korvek reached Dock 12 with his guards, but the room was empty. The strange ship was gone. No sign of Jalek. Only his broken scanner lay on the floor, still blinking. Korvek picked it up. The energy. Signal was Karath. "No. This is not possible," Korvek whispered. The Karath were thought dead. Humans wiped them out in the old wars. But now, one was here, on his station, killing humans, making war between Earth and Velnor. A trap. Korvek ran back to the control room. The Terran spies watched from shadows. They saw Korvek's panic. They sent a secret report to Admiral Grayson. "Commander Korvek has found something." He looks shocked. "Maybe they are hiding the truth. Should we act?" Grayson read the report. Her eyes burned. "Wait," she said. "I want proof. But if they lie, we strike." She turned to her officers. "Prepare weapons. 20 hours left." The Terran fleet moved closer to the station. Big guns aimed at the city domes below. Shadows of death covered Velnor. Korvek stood before the Velnorian High Council. "The killer is not human, not Velnorian. It is Karath," he shouted. The council gasped. "Impossible," one leader said. "They are all dead." "No," Korvek said. "One survived. It killed the human. It wants Earth to destroy us." The council was silent. "We must tell the Terrans," Korvek said. But the council leader shook his head. "Without proof, they will not believe us. They will attack anyway. We are doomed." Korvek hit the table. "Then I will find proof. I have 20 hours left. I will hunt this shadow. I will save Velnor." The council watched him go. Some whispered, "He is brave." But it is already too late. In the cold of space, the Karath assassin smiled in its stolen ship. "Let the Terrans burn Velnor," it whispered. "Let them destroy each other. The galaxy will be ours again." It set course for the Terran fleet. New death was coming. Soon. The clock on the station wall showed 20 hours left. Korvek checked his gun. He called his best soldiers. "The hunt begins now," he said. One human was dead, but millions more could die, if Korvek failed. Admiral Grayson stood in the weapon chamber of her battleship, the Vengeance. Her silver battle armor shined under the lights. It was heavy, strong, built for war. But today, she did not feel its weight. Today, she felt something else. Hunger. Hunger for truth. Hunger for justice. A human had been killed, and the killer was still free. She touched the small piece of Karath glass the Velnorians had sent her. It was real. Old energy. Karath energy. Impossible, but true. So she would go down to the Velnorian station herself. The Iron Admiral was not afraid of old ghosts. Her second officer, Captain Blake, stood beside her. "Admiral, are you sure?" He asked softly. "You are leading the team yourself?" Grayson's cold gray eyes locked on him. "Yes. I don't trust anyone else. If this is really a Karath, I will see it with my own eyes. I want its head. I want no more lies." Blake nodded. He knew better than to argue. The boarding team, 12 of the best Terran soldiers, waited in the shuttle bay. Full armor. Full weapons. Ready. Let's hunt a ghost, Grayson said. Commander Korvek watched the Terran shuttle land in the main docking bay. The air was tense. Velnorian soldiers stood back, weapons low, eyes nervous. The shuttle door opened, and out stepped Admiral Grayson. Her heavy boots hit the floor like thunder. Her armor hissed with power, her helmet under one arm, her face like iron. Korvek bowed. Admiral Grayson. Welcome. Take me to the last known location of the Karath, she said simply. We end this now. Korvek led the way, his own guards behind. Him. Velnorians and Terrans. Walking side by side. A rare sight. A dangerous one. Deep in the shadow vents, the Karath smiled. It watched the Terrans and Velnorians together. Fools, it whispered. They unite too late. Their fear makes them weak. Their trust makes them blind. It touched the small remote in its hand. A bomb was hidden deep in the station core. If they got too close, the bomb would destroy everything. But the Karath wanted to kill more first. It moved again, like wind, like shadow, to the trap point, to wait. Grayson and Korvek reached the cargo storage, the place where the Karath had attacked. Her scanner beeped softly. Karath energy. Close, she said. Her soldiers spread out. Careful, guns ready. Korvek pointed to the broken vent. It escaped there, into the old service tunnels. Grayson smiled coldly. Then that's where we go. She pulled her gun, a heavy plasma rifle. Let's finish this. The tunnels were dark, cold, full of wires, dust, forgotten machines. The walls were scratched. Strange marks. Karath marks. Careful, Grayson said. It could strike any time. Her scanner showed movement. Fast, small. Suddenly, a sound. Shadow leapt down. A scream. One Terran soldier fell, my cut across the chest. Dead. Fire, Grayson shouted. Blue plasma lit the dark. Sparks flew, but the Karath was too fast. It vanished into the pipes. Korvek cursed. It plays with us, he said. Like a hunter. Grayson smiled. So do I. She pulled out a small sphere, a Terran hunter drone. Fly, find it, she whispered. The sphere floated off, scanning fast. Grayson followed the signal. Beep, 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 closer, closer. Then, a blast. The tunnel shook. Smoke poured in. The Karath had set a trap. A small bomb. 2 Velnorian guards. Fell. 1 Terran wounded. But the drone survived. It kept flying, and the scanner beeped loud. The Karath was near, very near. The Karath crouched behind the pipes. Wounded shoulder, burning skin. It hated this. These humans, too clever. These Velnorians, too brave. But the bomb in the station core was ready. Soon they would all burn. Soon its revenge would be complete. But first, one more kill. It moved silently toward the hunters. Grayson's voice was calm. It's coming, I feel it. Her soldiers tightened formation. Guns aimed. Korvek gripped his weapon. His hands shook, but his eyes were steady. Then, a sound. Soft. Behind. The Karath leapt from the shadows. Grayson turned fast, firing. Plasma hit its chest, it screamed. Korvek fired, and striking its leg. The monster rolled, jumped, swung a black energy blade. 1 Terran guard fell, body burning. Grayson stepped forward, her armor shields glowing. Face me, Shadow, she said. The Karath smiled. Brave human, you will die first. It charged. Grayson fired full power. The Karath's chest exploded in sparks, but it was not dead. It leapt at her, blade swinging. Korvek grabbed a shock mine, threw it. Flash. Boom. The Karath screamed. Its skin burned. It fell. Grayson pointed, her gun at its head. Who sent you? She demanded. The Karath laughed. Dark. Cold. Death comes. To all. Soon. Then its body glowed. No! Korvek shouted. It's self-destructing. Grayson fired. Full blast. The Karath's head exploded. Silence. Only smoke and ashes remained. Grayson stood over the dead alien. It's done, she said. But Korvek was pale. No, not done. He showed his scanner. The bomb. In the station core. It's still active. Karath energy counting down. Grayson's heart turned cold. How long? 30 minutes. Korvek swallowed. If that bomb explodes, the station, your fleet, Velnor, all gone. Grayson cursed softly. Show me the core. Now, she turned to her soldiers. Prepare for bomb disarm, we are not finished. Far away in the shadows of the universe, another Karath ship watched. Its pilot smiled. One fails, but others wait. The war begins soon, very soon. It flew away, unseen, to spread the darkness further. On Velnorian Station, Grayson ran toward the core with Korvek beside her. 30 minutes to save a world. The clock was ticking, the final test was coming, and no one knew if they would survive. Admiral Grayson stood in the weapon chamber of her battleship, the Vengeance. Her silver battle armor shined under the lights. It was heavy, strong, built for war. But today she did not feel its weight. Today, she felt something else. Hunger. Hunger for truth. Hunger for justice. A human had been killed, and the killer was still free. She touched the small piece of Karath glass the Velnorians had sent her. It was real. Old energy. Karath energy. Impossible, but true. So she would go down to the Velnorian station herself. The Iron Admiral was not afraid of old ghosts. Her second officer, Captain Blake, stood beside her. Admiral, are you sure? He asked softly. You are leading the team yourself? Grayson's cold gray eyes locked on him. Yes, I don't trust anyone else. If this is really a Karath, I will see it with my own eyes. I want its head. I want no more lies. Blake nodded. He knew better than to argue. The boarding team, 12 of the best Terran soldiers, waited in the shuttle bay. Full armor. Full weapons. Ready? Let's hunt a ghost, Grayson said. Commander Korvek watched the Terran shuttle land in the main docking bay. The air was tense. Velnorian soldiers stood back, weapons low, eyes nervous. The shuttle door opened, and out stepped Admiral Grayson. Her heavy boots hit the floor like thunder. Her armor hissed with power. Her helmet under one arm, her face like iron. Korvek bowed. Admiral Grayson, welcome. Take me to the last known location of the Karath, she said simply. We end this now. Korvek led the way, his own guards behind. Him, Velnorians and Terrans walking side by side. A rare sight, a dangerous one. Deep in the shadow vents, the Karath smiled. It watched the Terrans and Velnorians together. Fools, it whispered. They unite too late. Their fear makes them weak. Their trust makes them blind. It touched the small remote in its hand. A bomb was hidden deep in the station core. If they got too close, the bomb would destroy everything, but... The Karath wanted to kill more first. It moved again. Like wind, like shadow, to the trap point, to wait. Grayson and Korvek reached the cargo storage, the place where the Karath had attacked. Her scanner beeped softly. Karath energy. Close, she said. Her soldiers spread out. Careful, guns ready. Korvek pointed to the broken vent. It escaped there, into the old service tunnels. Grayson smiled coldly. Then that's where we go. She pulled her gun. A heavy plasma rifle. Let's finish this. The tunnels were dark, cold, full of wires, dust, forgotten machines. The walls were scratched. Strange marks. Karath marks. Careful, Grayson said. It could strike any time. Her scanner showed movement. Fast, small. Suddenly, a sound. Shadow leapt down, a scream. One Terran soldier fell, cut across the chest. Dead. Fire! Grayson shouted. Blue plasma lit the dark. Sparks flew, but the Karath was too fast. It vanished into the pipes. Korvek cursed. It plays with us, he said, like a hunter. Grayson smiled. So do I. She pulled out a small sphere, a Terran hunter drone. "Fly. Find it," she whispered. The sphere floated off, scanning fast. Grayson followed the signal. Beep, 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 closer, closer. Then, a blast. The tunnel shook. Smoke poured in. The Karath had set a trap, a small bomb. 2 Velnorian guards fell. 1 Terran wounded, but the drone survived. It kept flying, and the scanner beeped loud. The Karath was near, very near. The Karath crouched behind the pipes. Wounded shoulder, burning skin. It hated this. These humans, I'm too clever, these Velnorians, too brave. But the bomb in the station core was ready. Soon they would all burn. Soon its revenge would be complete. But first, one more kill. It moved silently toward the hunters. Grayson's voice was calm. "It's coming. I feel it." Her soldiers tightened formation. Guns aimed. Korvek gripped his weapon. His hands shook, but his eyes were steady. Then, a sound. Soft, behind. The Karath leapt from the shadows. Grayson turned fast and firing. Plasma hit its chest, it screamed. Korvek fired, striking its leg. The monster rolled, jumped, swung a black energy blade. 1 Terran guard fell, body burning. Grayson stepped forward, her armor shields glowing. "Face me, Shadow," she said. The Karath smiled. "Brave human, you will die first." It charged. Grayson fired full power. The Karath's chest exploded in sparks, but it was not dead. It leapt at her, blade swinging. Korvek grabbed a shock mine, threw it. Flash. Boom. The Karath screamed. Its skin burned. It fell. Grayson pointed, her gun at its head. "Who sent you?" she demanded. The Karath laughed. "Dark. Cold. Death comes. To all. Soon." Then its body glowed. "No!" Korvek shouted. "It's self-destructing." Grayson fired. Full blast. The Karath's head exploded. Silence. Only smoke and ashes remained. Grayson stood over the dead alien. "It's done," she said. But Korvek was pale. "No, not done." He showed a scanner. The bomb. In the station core. It's still active. Karath energy, counting down. Grayson's heart turned cold. "How long?" 30 minutes. Korvek swallowed. "If that bomb explodes, the station, your fleet, Velnor, all gone." Grayson cursed softly. "Show me the core." "Now." She turned to her soldiers. "Prepare for bomb disarm. We are not finished." Far away in the shadows of the universe, another Karath ship watched. Its pilot smiled. "One fails, but others wait. The war begins soon, very soon." It flew away, unseen, to spread the darkness further. On Velnorian Station, Grayson ran toward the core with Korvek beside her. 30 minutes to save a world. The clock was ticking. The final test was coming, and no one knew if they would survive. Alarms screamed across the Velnorian trade station. Red lights flashed. Warning signs blinked on every screen. Core detonation in 28 minutes. Commander Korvek ran fast, his breath hard, his face pale. Behind him came Admiral Grayson and her team. Guns ready, eyes sharp. "The Karath set the bomb deep in the station's heart," Korvek shouted. "It is old tech, mixed with new weapons, very dangerous, very unstable." Grayson's face was like stone. "How big is the blast?" Korvek looked at his scanner. "Enough to destroy the station, the Velnorian city below, and your fleet in orbit." Grayson's stomach turned. "Millions of lives," she whispered. Her soldiers said nothing, but their eyes were wide. They understood. They had seen worlds die before. "How long to reach the core?" she asked. 10 minutes if we run," Korvek said. "Then we run," Grayson said coldly. They ran. Deep inside the station, the bomb waited. A dark machine of glass and metal. Karath symbols pulsed on its surface. Strange wires snaked into the station's power lines. The timer showed 27:45, the core heat rose. The air vibrated. Death was waiting. As Grayson and Korvac reached the lower engineering level, two Velnorian engineers ran past, fear on their faces. "You cannot stop it," one shouted. "The Karath device is locked. It cannot be disarmed." Korvac grabbed him. "Try or die," he said simply. Grayson looked at her scanner. More movement ahead. Heat signals. Something is guarding the bomb. Korvac's face darkened. Impossible. The Karath was killed. Grayson checked her gun. Maybe one more is hiding. The team moved carefully into the dark engine room. And there it was. The bomb. A black glowing heart in the middle of the room. Wires fed into the main power grid. Sparks danced across the floor, and beside it stood a small machine, floating. Karath drone. It turned. Red eyes flashed. It fired. A burning beam shot across the room. One Velnorian guard screamed. Chest burned, falling to the floor. "Destroy that thing," Grayson shouted. Her soldiers fired. Blue plasma hitting the drone. Sparks flew. The drone swung left, firing again, striking another guard. Korvac leapt behind a steel beam. "Cover fire," he shouted. Grayson threw a flash bomb. White light filled the room. The drone shook, blind for a moment. Grayson ran forward, firing full power. Her shots hit the drone's eye. It cracked, glowed, then exploded. Smoke filled the room. Silence. Grayson stood breathing hard. "It's dead." But Korvac pointed. "Look." The bomb's timer flashed red. 18:34. The countdown had sped up. Grayson cursed. "Can you disarm it?" she asked. Korvac shook his head. "It's Karath tech. Old. Alien. I do not know how." Grayson turned to her best tech officer, Sergeant Lee. "Lee, find a way." Lee knelt beside the bomb, scanner in hand. "This is strange," he said. "It's two bombs, in one. Old energy core, but Terran trigger system." Grayson's eyes narrowed. "Terran? Impossible." "No. It's real. Someone gave the Karath human tech." Her mind raced. Someone wants war between humans and Velnorians. Someone alive. Lee worked fast. "I can shut down the trigger, but not the power core." Grayson checked the timer. 12:55. Then what happens? The power core will overload slowly. No explosion. But the station reactor will melt in 5 hours, destroying everything unless the core is fully removed. Grayson smiled coldly. 5 hours is better than 5 minutes. Do it. Lee worked, sweat on his face. Fingers fast. Cutting wires. Breaking circuits. The timer blinked. 07:10. Grayson's heart pounded. Lee pulled the last wire. Beep. The timer stopped. 6:58. Silence. Everyone froze. "Trigger deactivated," Lee said. "But the Karath core is still heating. We must eject the core from the station into space." Korvac frowned. "The core chamber is sealed. Manual release only." "Where?" Grayson asked. "Near the outer hull." "Emergency." "Hatch 4C." Grayson smiled. "Let's go." The run to the emergency hatch was hard. Long ladders, narrow tunnels, hot air. Time moved fast. Hours 45 minutes left before meltdown. They reached the hatch. 2 heavy doors. A manual crank. Korvac and Grayson turned the wheel together. The door opened. The core chamber was glowing. Light so bright it hurt the eyes. The Karath power cell pulsed like a heartbeat. "We pull it out, throw it into space," Korvac said. Grayson stepped inside, her armor shields glowing. "Cover me." She gripped the Karath core. Heat burned through her gloves. Her strength strained, her vision blurred, but she pulled. Slowly, carefully. The core moved. Inches. Feet. Out of its bed. The wall shook. Korvac pulled too, holding the other side. Together, they dragged the burning core to the airlock. The alarm screamed. "Warning! Airlock cycle initiated." The door opened to space. Cold wind roared. Grayson and Korvac pushed the core, hard. It flew out into space, tumbling away. The alarms stopped. Silence. Danger was gone. Grayson leaned on the wall, breathing hard. "It's over," she said. Korvac smiled. "For now." On the Vengeance, Captain Blake cheered as the bomb warning disappeared. "Admiral Grayson did it," he said. The fleet stood down. The world below was safe. For now. In deep space, far away, the secret. Karath ship received the signal. Their leader smiled. The Velnorian station survived. But war is coming. This was only the first strike. The darkness of space swallowed the ship, and the galaxy trembled. Back on the station, Grayson and Korvac stood at the window. "We stopped the bomb," Korvac said. "But who gave the Karath Terran tech?" Grayson's eyes were cold. "Someone powerful. Someone hidden. I will find them, and I will end them." Korvac nodded. "The game is not over." "No," Grayson said softly. "It has just begun." The stars outside shined bright, and in the shadows, enemies waited. The station was quiet now. No alarms, no explosions. The deadly Karath core was gone, floating in the cold of space. But Admiral Grayson felt no peace. She stood in the command room, looking at the strange device her tech officer, Sergeant Lee, placed before her. "This was inside the bomb," Lee said softly. The object was small, black, shaped like a human data chip. But its signal was Terran. Grayson's face turned dark. A human device, hidden inside Karath tech. Korvac stood beside her, eyes wide. "What does that mean?" he asked. Grayson touched the chip gently. "It means someone from Earth gave the Kirath our technology. Helped them build this bomb. Someone wants to start a war between humans and Velnorians." Korvac looked sick. "But why? What could they want?" Grayson smiled coldly. "Chaos. Power. War makes people rich. War makes governments weak. And someone wants to rule when the dust clears." She turned to Lee. "Find out where this chip came from." Lee nodded and connected the chip to the scanner. Lines of code appeared on the screen. "Encrypted," Lee said. "But old style. Terran military code. 15 years old." Grayson frowned. 15 years? That's before the Karath were even known. Who used this system then? Korvac thought hard. Only Blackwing. Grayson's eyes flashed. Blackwing was shut down 10 years ago. Secret human group. Assassins. Saboteurs. Spies. All gone after the trials. Korvac shook his head. Maybe not all gone. Lee looked nervous. The chip's location record shows its last build point was Earth. Terran Military Base 14. Moon of Titan. Grayson stared at the screen. Base 14. Abandoned after the war. No one goes there now. Korvac stepped forward. Then someone used the dead base to build this device, to arm the Karath. Grayson smiled thinly. Looks like we have our next target. She turned to the comms officer. Prepare the Vengeance, set course for Titan Moon, full speed. Hours later, in the dark of space, the mighty Terran ship Vengeance flew fast toward Saturn's moon Titan. Its engines roared. Inside the command deck, Grayson stared at the stars. Korvac stood beside her. Admiral, do you think this is a trap? Nodded slowly. Yes, but we must walk into it. Someone on Earth betrayed humanity, and the truth waits for us at Base 14. Korvac folded his arms. Blackwing was full of ghosts. Maybe they left one behind. Grayson smiled coldly. Then I will make that ghost talk. The ship's computer beeped. Approaching Titan. Base 14 detected. No life signs. Korvac looked at the screen. The base was dark. No lights, no signals. Just an old ruin on the frozen moon. Looks empty, Korvac said. Grayson frowned. Empty things often bite. She stood. Prepare boarding team, armor, weapons. We go in. The airlock of Base 14 hissed open. Grayson stepped inside. First, plasma rifle ready. Her team of Terran soldiers followed. Korvac came too. Gun drawn. The base smelled of dust and cold metal. Lights flickered weakly. The halls were empty. But something felt wrong. Lee scanned the air. No life signs, but heat pockets underground, machines still running. Grayson moved forward carefully. Old walls, old doors, signs of battle long ago, black marks of fire. Then, fresh footprints. She knelt. Someone was here. Human boots, very recent, Korvac swore softly. Black wing ghosts indeed. The team reached the control room. Dust covered the consoles, but the main power switch was fresh, used recently. Lee checked the console. Main computer still running, data logs active. Grayson leaned closer. Play the last recording. The screen lit up. A face appeared. Human, old, scarred. Her heart froze. Commander Reeve, she whispered. Leader of Blackwing, executed 10 years. Ego, but Reeve smiled in the video. Hello, Grayson, he said calmly. If you see this, you found the Karath bomb. Good, you are clever. As I expected. Korvac gasped. Impossible. He's dead. But the message continued. Blackwing was never destroyed. We went deep, silent, hidden, preparing. The galaxy is weak. Humans sleep. Velnorians dream. We will wake them, with fire. Grayson's fists clenched. Reeve smiled. The Karath was only the first spark. More are coming. More chaos. Soon war will rise. And in the smoke, we will return. His eyes burned. Stop chasing shadows, Grayson. You cannot stop the storm. The screen went dark. Silence. Korvac swallowed. So, Blackwing is alive. Grayson stared coldly. Yes, and they started this war. Suddenly, an alarm. Lee shouted. Movement, in the lower tunnels, drones coming up fast. Grayson raised her gun. Trap. Metal doors crashed open. Black drones rolled into the hall, weapons glowing. Cover! Grayson shouted. Blasts. Of red light flew. The soldiers fired back, plasma shots burning the drones. Sparks exploded. Walls shook. One soldier fell, hit in the chest. Korvac fired fast, destroying 2 drones, but more came. Grayson threw a grenade. Fire and smoke filled the corridor. Damn it, she shouted. They want to bury us here. Lee pointed to a side. Door escape hatch, this way. The team ran, shooting behind. The base shook, the ceiling cracked. Grayson grabbed Korvac. Move, go! They jumped through the hatch. The door closed. Boom. The base exploded behind them. Fire rising into the frozen sky. Grayson lay breathing hard on the ice. Korvac coughed. Still alive, he said. Grayson sat up, face cold, eyes burning. But now, we know the truth. Blackwing is alive and they want war. Korvac looked at the burning ruins. Then Earth is not safe. Velnor is not safe. The whole galaxy is in danger. Grayson stood. Then we fight. We hunt. We end this, before they end us. All her voice was steel. The hunt for Blackwing had begun, and no one was safe. The dark sky over Titan Moon burned behind them. Base 14 was gone. But Admiral Grayson knew this was not the end. It was only the beginning. On board the Vengeance, the mood was heavy. The crew worked in silence. No one smiled. Grayson stood on the command deck, staring at the stars. Korvac stood beside her. Blackwing lives, he said softly. And they tried to kill us all. Grayson's jaw was tight. Not just kill us, start a war, destroy peace. Someone from Earth helped the Karath. Someone with power, someone close. Lee entered, holding a tablet. Admiral, I cracked the data chip we recovered from the Karath bomb. Grayson turned fast. Show me. Lee touched the screen. Lines of Terran. Military code appeared. Then a name. A familiar name. Grayson froze. Her eyes darkened. No, it can't be. Korvac read the name aloud. General Marcus Hale, Earth Defense Command. Silence filled the room. General Hale. A hero of the last war. A trusted leader. One of Grayson's old friends. Korvac looked shocked. But Hale commands. Earth's defenses. If he betrayed us. Grayson's voice was cold. Then Earth itself is not safe. Lee nodded. The chip shows clear orders. Hale sent weapons to Base 14. He gave the Kirath human tech. He funded Blackwing's rebirth. Korvac stepped back. Why would he do this? Grayson clenched her fists. Power. Fear. Maybe he believes Earth must rule the galaxy. By force. Or maybe someone bought him. We will know soon enough. She turned to the comms officer. Set course for Earth. Now. The stars shifted. The Vengeance sped toward home. Earth's orbit was busy. Fleets of ships moved like silver birds. Patrols. Cargo haulers. Warships. But the Vengeance came straight to Command Station Alpha, home of General Hale. Grayson stood ready in the docking bay. Her armor was polished. Her gun charged. Her heart steady. Korvac came beside her. You will confront him yourself? Grayson nodded. Yes. I must hear the truth from his mouth. Lee gave her a small scanner. If Hale tries anything, this will record it. Grayson smiled slightly. Good thinking. The doors opened. Grayson stepped into Command Station Alpha. The guards saluted her. She walked the long steel halls. Then the main chamber doors opened, and there stood General Marcus Hale. Old, strong. His medals shined on his chest. He smiled. Grayson, you returned from Titan. Alive, impressive. His voice was calm, too calm. Grayson's eyes were hard. You sent us to die. Hale laughed softly. What are you saying, Admiral? You armed the Kirath. You rebuilt Blackwing. You tried to start a war. His face darkened. Proof? She showed him the data chip. Your orders. Your signal. Your crime. Hale sighed. So? You found it. No more lies. No more games. Why, Marcus? Grayson asked. Why betray Earth? His eyes turned cold. Because Earth is weak. The Council wants peace, talks, treaties. But the galaxy does not respect peace. It fears strength. War makes us strong. Korvac stepped forward. You wanted war. To make Earth the ruler? Hale smiled. Yes. The Velnorians are soft. The Kirath are fools. But if war began, Earth would rise. The Terran fleet would conquer all. And I would lead. Grayson shook her head. You betrayed your own people. You risked billions of lives. Hale shrugged. Aye, small price for victory. Grayson lifted her gun. You're finished, Marcus. But Hale smiled wider. You think so? Look behind you. She turned. Armed guards filled the chamber, all wearing Earth Fleet uniforms, all loyal to Hale. Korvac cursed. It's a trap. Hale laughed. Half the station follows me, half the fleet too. Surrender, Grayson. Join me. Or die here. Grayson smiled coldly. You always loved drama, Marcus. She tapped her wrist. Beep. In space, the Vengeance turned. Its guns. Powered up, her fleet, 5 ships, uncloaked behind the station. Korvac grinned. Did you forget? Velnorian tech. Our ships hide well. Hale's smile vanished. His guards froze. Grayson stepped forward. Your fleet stands down, Marcus. Or this station burns. Alarms flashed. Hale cursed. You wouldn't. Grayson stared into his eyes. Would. For a moment. Silence. Then Hale dropped his gun. His guards lowered their weapons. The trap failed. Grayson walked to him. You will answer for this, she said softly. For the Kirath. For Blackwing. For every life you risked. He smiled bitterly. Someone else will rise, Grayson. Always another. Always war. She shook her head. Not while I breathe. The guards took him away. The danger was over. For now. Later, on the Vengeance, Korvac stood with Grayson. It is finished, he said. But Grayson looked at the stars. No, this was one traitor. But Blackwing is not dead. They still hide. They still wait. Korvac frowned. Then what now? Grayson smiled coldly. Now, we hunt the rest. Far away in the dark of space, a secret ship watched. A figure in shadow whispered, "Grayson is clever, but not enough. The war is not over. It is just sleeping." The ship vanished into the stars, and the galaxy held its breath. The stars were quiet. For the first time in many weeks, there was no battle, no alarms, no hidden threats. But Admiral Grayson knew this silence was a lie. Blackwing was still out there, waiting, watching. On board the Vengeance, Grayson stood on the command deck looking at the dark space ahead. Korvac entered beside her. "General Hale is locked away," he said. "Earth Command cleared you. You are safe now." But Grayson shook her head slowly. "No, Korvac, not yet. Hale was not the leader of Blackwing. He was only a pawn." Korvac frowned. "Then who leads them?" Grayson turned to the main screen. Lee appeared, and his face serious. "Admiral, I found something strange in Hale's files. A secret signal, sent to an unknown location. Deep space. No records. No name." Grayson leaned forward. "Show me." Lee pressed the button. A dark shape appeared on the screen. A huge ship. Black. Silent. As large as a city. Floating in the void. Korvac's eyes widened. "What is that?" Grayson's voice was cold. "The true Blackwing fortress." Lee nodded. "The signal came from there. It commands the drones, the Karath bombs, everything. The real leader is on that ship." Grayson smiled thinly. "Then our hunt ends tonight." She stood. "Prepare the fleet. We finish this, or we die trying." Hours later, the Vengeance and 4 Terran warships moved slowly toward the dark fortress. No lights came from the ship, no signals, like a dead thing in space. But Grayson knew it lived. "Ready weapons," she said. Suddenly, the black ship woke. Lights flashed. Hundreds of drones poured out, black as death, flying toward the Terran ships. "Incoming!" Lee shouted. The battle began. Terran guns roared. Plasma beams lit the dark. Drones exploded, but more came. Korvac fired the ship's main cannon. "Shields holding," he shouted. "But they keep coming." Grayson stood calm. "Keep firing. Get me close to the main ship. I want to board it myself." Korvac stared. "Are you mad?" "You'll be killed," she smiled coldly. "Maybe. But this ends face to face." The Vengeance pushed through the drone swarm, guns blazing. Finally, the airlock of the dark fortress loomed ahead. Grayson grabbed her gun. Korvac came too, weapon ready. Lee followed, scanning gear in hand. The airlock opened, and they stepped inside the heart of Blackwing. The halls of the fortress were strange. Not metal, not steel. Grown black walls pulsed like skin. The floor was soft, alive. Korvac whispered, This is not human tech." Grayson nodded. "No. Something more." They moved deeper. The walls whispered. Voices. Laughing. Crying. Calling their names. "Ignore it," Grayson said. Then they reached the central chamber. A great throne stood there. And on the throne sat the leader of Blackwing, a human, old, thin, pale. Grayson gasped. "Commander Reeve." Korvac stepped back. "But he's dead. We saw his execution." Reeve smiled, cold and empty. "My body died, yes, but my mind lived. The Karath saved me, gave me this new form. This ship is alive, and so am I." His eyes burned. "Blackwing cannot die. I am Blackwing." Grayson raised her gun. "You betrayed Earth. You started this war. Why?" Reeve laughed softly. "Because humans are strong, but our leaders are weak. I wanted to break the old order, make Earth the ruler of all, through fear, through chaos." Korvac shouted, "You are mad. This war will destroy everything. Reeves smiled wider. Better destruction than weakness, the galaxy will burn, and from the ashes, humanity will rise. Grayson stepped forward. Not if I stop you. Reeve waved a hand. The walls came alive. Black tendrils reached for them. Lee fired, burning them with plasma. Korvac blasted the walls. Grayson ran forward. Gun ready. Reeve stood. His eyes glowed. You cannot kill me. I am part of this ship, part of the machine. I am forever. Grayson smiled. I brought a gift. She threw a small device on the floor. Beep. A pulse of white light filled the chamber. Reeve screamed. No! The living walls cracked. The floor shook. EMP bomb, Grayson said softly. Kills machines. Kills you. Reeve fell to his knees, sparks flying from his head. You cannot stop. The future. His body burned, turned to ash. The ship screamed. The walls broke. The fortress began to collapse. Grayson turned. Run! They raced back to the airlock. The walls fell behind them. Flames chased them. They jumped into the Vengeance. Go! Grayson shouted. The ship flew fast and away from the dying fortress. Behind them, the Blackwing fortress exploded, a sun of fire in the dark. The shockwave hit them, but the shields held, and then, silence. Korvac breathed hard. Is it over? Grayson sat back, tired but smiling. Yes. Blackwing is gone, for good. Lee sighed with relief. Korvac looked at the stars. Peace returns. Grayson shook her head. For now. But if darkness rises again, humanity will be ready. The Vengeance turned, heading home, toward the light, toward a new future. Far away on a quiet world, a small screen blinked. A message. One line of code. Blackwing signal lost. Reactivate? YN. A finger reached for the button. The screen went dark. The future waited.